Carry on, my wayward sons, and welcome back to the finale of the God of War series. There's no time to mourn Pandora. We miss her already. It's time to go deal with that old bastard.
Such chaos. I will have much to do after I kill you.
Face me, father. It is time to end this.
Yes, my son. It is time.
Oh, it's time, all right. It's time for vengeance! Kratos style. You're his father, so Kratos has to treat you like family. This day will be Kratos's. Friends and family, motherfucker! No matter how it might look during these fights. I mentioned in the last video that I don't fight Zeus well. Again, he is Zeus, he is the final boss, so he should be tough. And I've still got godly possessions on to help me out. I also added the infinite magic, but I will try not to spam it. It might happen once or twice, but I try to use restraint. Uh-oh. Something's happening. Hard to focus on. We've got an old bastard to deal with.
The reign of Olympus ends now.
Gaia! You live?
My world, it bleeds because of you. I never sought your deaths, Fawn. Yet you have left me no choice.
Your pawn has failed you, Gaia. Perhaps you should have chosen the other one.
Enough! Father and son will die together.
Well, all right then. We've penetrated Gaia again. Gosh, she's such a slut. All right, well, I guess we better track down Zeus. The other one that Zeus was referring to is Deimos, who we saw in Ghost of Sparta. These games released at around the same time. This for PS3, Ghost of Sparta for the PSP originally. Thankfully, they ported it to the PS3 because I really like the PSP games. All right, well, it was pretty obvious we would have to do something about that heart from the start of the game. Well, break out our kitten mittens and let's go to town. I said, let's go to town. Awesome. So I forgot that we need the bow here. I would say for one final time, but I am going to use it. Well, there we go. Gaia, you betrayed Kratos. That means you became friends and family. Fuck you, Gaia. And you get health every time you hit her heart. Oh, don't worry. Kratos is going to melt that cold heart of yours. I know you've been hurt in the past, but Kratos...
I'll put an end to this chaos.
He's going to take care of you. But first, he's got to take care of Daddy. So this is it. This is the final fight. So any magic you want to use, any rage you want to use, do it. Because there will be no more in-game combat after this. With my bad eyesight, I use the bow a lot just to get an idea of where he is. Every time you see that heart blink, you want to get over to it to hit it if you can. Otherwise, Zeus is going to get it and get more health back. And half the time, I can't see where Kratos is. I played this fight a few times when getting the emulator working, and of course, I did better in those fights than I did on this one. Because Let's Players curse. But we get there in the end, and that's what matters. And my congestion seems to have subsided, which I was talking about in the last video, because I'm recording this straight after the last video. Damn it, Zeus. You could have just left Kratos alone, but no. And this really is about self-preservation at this point, because Gaia mentioned it in the second game. There was no way Zeus would let Kratos live. At least he's happy. Yeah, at this point I can't see where Kratos is. No, Zeus, you are not allowed to get health back. Not if I can help it. Yeah, I do spam the magic a little bit, but I'm pretty sure you get blue orbs back anyways. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I should have used the other magic attacks. Yeah, screw you, Zeus. So does this make Zeus an abusive father? Yeah, there was an example of me not seeing where the hell I was. Talk about a cycle repeating itself given what Kratos did. I forgot I used that claw magic. I'm happy about that. I should have cycled through some of the other options you have, because you can spawn a lot of different creatures, which is pretty dang cool. It just doesn't really feel that necessary. But I've said it before, they give you a lot of cool toys to play with. And I would say the selection is better in this game than any of the others. This has to hurt for Gaia, these two fighting. But then again, it's her fault. She should have let them take each other out, that way she'd only have one to deal with, instead of two. I'm not a fan of this whole spawn clones thing. I would rather just a mono-e-mono fight. I always find it kind of cheap whenever bosses have minions fighting alongside them. And we know they can do a good Zeus fight. We had one in the last video. We had one at the end of 2. And this isn't a bad fight when you're just fighting Zeus. I just find the clones annoying. But as I said in the last video, the boss fights in this game are quite good. I think I did want to try to use the whip magic just to try to give him some of the zippy zap. And here's where I go full on rage mode. Might as well use it. Zeus, get fucked. And we are now in Kratos' mind. You could say we are penetrating Kratos. Well, one could say that. I personally won't, but you could, possibly. And Kratos has now been infected with the same fear that infected Zeus. That's something we will hear more about in the final cutscene, which is the worst time to explain something like that. Writers should really put out all their plot details before the finale so that you have a decent setup for the finale.
Mother, what's happening outside? The people, the fires!
Shh! Stay close, Calliope.
Mother, I'm scared. Are they coming to get us?
Your father will protect us.
Burn this village! Burn it to the ground!
Daddy? Kratos! No! No, Mother, no!
Wife, child, how they were left unspoken. Ares!
During this section, we will hear a lot of reused lines from the previous games.
Kratos, come. I can show you the way.
Most of them are going to come from this game, which I guess kind of makes sense, but we will get some nice callbacks to the older games.
Hurry!
In a couple of
I can
attempts
help,
at going
Kratos.
through this, I heard a clip of Deimos from Ghost of Sparta. I didn't get that one on this run.
Kratos, in the darkness, the fires of hope will set us free.
But it is in there somewhere, so it would be really interesting to know just how many lines of dialogue from prior games you can actually get during this segment. This is why Pandora had to die. She is guiding Kratos through this mental torment. She's essentially a sign of hope for him. We're essentially cleaning out Kratos' soul. He's got a lot of guilt, which is understandable, a lot of bad shit to work through, which makes sense given everything that he's done. This is Kratos trying to wipe his soul clean. He feels guilty about what happened to Pandora. He definitely feels guilty about what happened to his family, but Pandora, being the symbol of hope that she is for him, has allowed him the opportunity to clean out his soul.
You can see the light. It is changing you. It is time to lay your fears to rest. The light reveals the truth. The power of forgiveness comes from within. To be forgiven, you must find the power to forgive yourself.
Now Kratos is learning to forgive himself for killing his family, which isn't mostly Kratos' fault. Ares really fucked him over by moving his family to that temple. He put Kratos in a bad situation, knowing what Kratos is, knowing what he would do when he's blinded by rage. So he knew what was going to happen.
No, Kratos! Stop!
Athena! No!
And that's really the defining moment for most of what Kratos goes through in this 5-game journey, 6 if you want to count Ascension, that he's been on.
Kratos, fear drove Zeus to kill his father Cronus. The same fear that brought the Great War. A fear that drove Zeus to kill you, his own son. Zeus uses fear to keep you in the dark. Confront your demons and lay them to rest.
That's obviously Athena. Kratos knows now that she's his sister, and obviously he did not mean to kill her. So now he feels guilty about that too. And even beyond her being his sister, she's the one god he had some kind of a relationship with. For the past 2 games, they've been saying that Zeus is consumed by fear. And now Zeus has infected Kratos with that fear, which has forced him to have to take a really hard look at himself and actually deal with his issues.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me. Now there is.
That is really cool. That place should look familiar, and that was the first line of dialogue in the series. For all these years, he's never actually taken the time to do that. And now he has to in order to survive and finally defeat Zeus. As I've said throughout this playthrough, most of these weren't completely Kratos' fault. Most of these people, or gods, whatever you want to call them, Kratos would have let live had they not antagonized him. That doesn't justify what he's done. And it's actually really interesting, and I never thought about this before, hearing all these voices of these gods, the idea that Kratos actually feels guilty for killing them. And when Zeus said you should have picked the other one, he was referring to Deimos, Kratos' brother.
Come, I can show you the way. Hurry!
This part here, I feel like Kratos is stuck in mud, and he starts to change color as he cleanses his soul. And I'm not going to have time to talk for the rest of the game, so I'm just going to say one final fuck you to Zeus, because he caused a lot of this.
Hurry, Kratos! Kratos, please. I need you to free me.
Don't listen to her, Kratos. For once in your pathetic life, don't fail. Don't fail her like you failed your family.
It's all right, Kratos. Kratos, you know this is the only way! As the fear in the gods rose, mine was the first of hope.
Power to kill a god.
Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost.
have done well, Kratos. Freed from the bondage of Olympus and cleansed in chaos, mankind is now ready to hear my message.
Look around you, Athena. The world stands in ruin. What good is your message?
Go if you must. But first, I insist you give me the power from inside the box.
The box was empty.
That can't be true. I can see it in your eyes. You used my power to kill Zeus. You still have it as we speak. Don't you understand? When Zeus gathered all the evils and placed them in the box, I dreaded what would happen if it was opened again. And so, I summoned the most powerful weapon in the world, and I placed it in the box.
I told you, it was empty. Pandora was sacrificed in vain. She died because of my need for vengeance.
You must be mistaken. You used my power to kill Zeus. I saw you do it. Unless... Of course. When you opened the box, you released the evils to the gods. Infected them. Changed them. Zeus himself fell prey to the dark evils. This is why he became so enraged and obsessed with your death. He was consumed by the evil, fear. I thought the power I placed in the box was never released. All these years I assumed you drew from the evils inside to destroy Ares. But I was wrong. The power you took from the box is mine. From it, you gained the strength that Zeus could never destroy. A strength great enough to overcome fear. Locked deep inside of you, Kratos, is hope. It has remained buried, trapped by your guilt and the failures of your past. When you killed Zeus, you must have allowed something to awaken it. What was it, Kratos?
Hope is what makes us strong. It is why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost.
What was it, Kratos?
All I remember is what I have lost.
That is why you should give me the power. I understand its true meaning and where it belongs. I trust you to do the right thing, Kratos.
You shouldn't.
You owe me this, Kratos.
I owe you nothing.
I made you a god. I sheltered you from the wrath of Olympus. I delivered your revenge on Zeus.
It is over, Athena.
You would dare strike me down? Again?
My vengeance ends now.
You can't! You fool! What have you done? That was meant for me! They will not know what to do with it! You disappoint me, Spartan.
And that's it. The God of War series done. And what an ending. There is a scene suggesting Kratos survives this, but let's be honest, that was for money purposes only. Kratos dying there to get some level of redemption is the only way this story ends. It's the only way that makes artistic sense. It's the only way the story has any kind of a decent conclusion. That's how his story should end. I hope to do a live stream with my friend who was on most of this series with me. It's January as I record this, but I am planning on doing that probably the weekend after this posts. So hopefully between now and then I'll get that figured out. But we did it! God of War, done. And as we do at the end of all my playthroughs, victory sip. I love this series a lot. It was a joy to revisit. This game in particular was quite frustrating at times. There are several parts that annoy the crap out of me, but overall, I do enjoy it. And a lot of those frustrations are related to my bad eyesight. My rankings of the games have changed a bit. This used to be number 2. Now I would put God of War 1 as my second favorite. God of War 2 is still my favorite. I'm not sure where I would rank this amongst the PSP games. I think Ghost of Sparta gets number 3, this probably 4, and Chains of Olympus number 5. But I still love all 5 games. What a series this is. I'm just going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. It's been a true joy to come back to the series. And as much as I love it, I do hope to never let's play it again. Also, sorry about all the emulator glitches, but there was really nothing else I could do. Anyways, thanks for watching. It has been a true joy to come back to the series. Thanks to my friends who made appearances in the series. And hopefully I'll see y'all in Soul Reaver, which should be posting on Friday.